Hey everyone, it's Autumn. You may also know me as Resting Keto Face. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as promised on Instagram, I'm going to build a beautiful keto-friendly charcuterie board for you guys, and I'll give you some tips for how I arrange things to make them just look more aesthetically pleasing. It's really easy, anyone can do it, and this is some of the stuff I use. There's a couple more things that I threw in at the end, but yeah, this is today's board. Before you leave, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can get all my updates from my channel. So what I like to do is start with a few different kinds of cheeses. Now I do two different things here. I try to do like a themed board. So if I'm going more Italian, I'll choose mozzarella and Gouda, or if I'm going more Southwest, I'll throw in some pepper jack. But I try to do a little bit of variety in color and in flavor. So I'm just cutting these up a couple different ways to keep it more visually interesting, and sometimes I even use these sandwich slices because they're just so easy to make into whatever shape you need them to be. So right now I'm making a dip for my vegetables, and this just has some ranch, it's got some hot sauce. I love this Yellowbird stuff, shout out to them. And then I've got some herb cream cheese, some pepper, some paprika, and I mix it all together. I like to include a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, and some sweet stuff on my boards, so these dips are a really nice addition for that kind of thing. And now let's just go ahead and get started with this board. This board was a Christmas gift and I love it. I love really interesting, pretty pattern boards. We have a checkerboard one. You can find them at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that if you're looking for some really good ones. Even Walmart I think has some good bowls now. But I try to do three, like an odd number of bowls on my boards, just because, you know, if you know anything about food photography and the rule of thirds, we're more visually interested by odd numbers. So I do a little bit of cheese and then I go right into a vegetable, and I try to do a circle around at least one of the bowls. That way it has like a fan pattern and it can go up and out to the side. These carrots, side note, are amazing for low carb and for dipping. And try to mix up the colors. Like I've got some green vegetables on top of the carrots here, and throw them around the board. Another thing about charcuterie boards that will help them look more visually interesting is spreading out the different ingredients throughout the board. So these, you can eat them by yourself or with one other person, but they're pretty much a snack board, so everybody's got to be able to reach all of these things. A trick that you can do with your meat to make it look more interesting and three-dimensional is to fold it twice. I have some salami that I folded in half, but whenever you do that, it just stays flat. If you fold it twice, so it has this little petal shape, you can tuck it in different areas around the board, and it just makes everything look a little bit prettier. Now, if you're making a bigger board than me and you have a big group, don't be afraid to just leave some of this cheese in large chunks and leave a cheese knife set stuck in them. It's easier for people to access and they can choose how much they want. Especially with stuff like blue cheese and goat cheese, it's a lot easier for people to access. And I'm just going to put some of the berries in the bowls. I added some walnuts. I'm about to put some strawberries on here. I wish these were fresher, but this is what we had. So I do some whole strawberries and then I also slice them. And here's where some of the visual stuff comes in. So you want it to go in kind of an S shape around the board. You can see how this kind of, the lines of the food draw your eyes around the bowls. That is what really helps you to get a photogenic charcuterie board, and that may not be that important to you, and if in that case it's totally fine. Like, you can just pile this stuff all around the board, but if you're trying to get Instagram ready or you're doing this for a party, it definitely helps to make it look cooler. And sometimes you got to eat with your eyes first. Here's a keto tip that is specific to charcuterie boards. If you want crackers, buy these. These are flackers. They're made out of flaxseed and some other nuts and seeds, and they're pretty high in fiber, so don't go crazy on them, but they're one of my favorite things to put on a charcuterie board. And if you just use the sea salt flavor, then you can mix some chocolate stuff with them. You can dip them in the savory and the sweet dips, and they're just really versatile. I'm also going to include one of my favorite keto bars on here. You can pause that and read those nutrition facts if you want to, but these are amazing. I reviewed them on my blog a little while ago, and if you want to see that review, you can just go to restingketoface.com and search for keto bars in the little search bar. I definitely recommend putting chocolate on board. It's my favorite part next to the meat and cheese. It's definitely the third most important ingredient. And since I had the chocolate on there, I decided I wanted to make a dip. So I have some whipped cream cheese, some Chalk Zero maple syrup, also incredible if you're looking for a really good keto-friendly maple syrup, and some cinnamon. And I just mix them and top with a little bit more maple syrup, and it is good to go. So this is my board. This is perfect for 2 people if you're doing 1 meal a day. You may also like this. But if you try this out, let me know in the comments and tag me on Instagram if you make a board, because I want to see how great you did. Don't forget again to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.